Hello, I'm Philip Stoughton from EMS Now. I'm here at Productronica 2011 and I'm joined by Chris Hunt from SMS and Ralph Potter from C-Place. Today we're going to have a little chat about EMS as a service in Europe and what kind of trends we're seeing. If I can start with you, Chris, because you're kind of at the pointy end talking to customers.
Yes.
We're clearly seeing some return of offshore business. What are your customers saying in terms of why that is and what's bringing them to you?
I think there's quite a few reasons why some of the business is coming back offshore. There's the obvious ones that transport costs are going up, labour in Asia is going up, but I think the recession actually focused quite a few people's minds, and suddenly the flexibility wasn't there, the reduced batches, the changing to the conditions in the marketplace was harder to do in large volume suppliers in Asia. So we tend to be more flexible, we can change batches, we can spin our lines more quickly, and we can offer a fuller service. So for instance, most of our business is working from a fast-turn machine-built prototype right through to supporting the products in the field, service repair, and even end-of-life disposal. So we've gone from a point that 80% of our business is now export from the UK. So rather than losing out to our export suppliers, we're actually shipping more product now.
You're shipping it
in
overseas.
export. So there has been a turn.
That is a big turn. It's nice to see. And one of the things you said there is, that really stands out is that whole issue of high mix, of flexibility, of fast changeover. And you've had this Challenge Cup thing running on your booth. I've been over and had a look a couple of times. And what I'm seeing is those kind of process control, process management, process improvement issues being a really strong play for you guys at the moment.
Definitely. The EMS market here in Europe is a very interesting market for us. On the other hand, we have the high volume, low mix application, but mainly in the Central East Europe part. On the other hand, we have also the high mix, low volume application, and there we offer quite a good software solution with our C-Place Facts, C-Place LES. So we do not consider only the placement process, we take care of the entire material, logistic and so on. Which helps all the customers.
And in terms of your European customers that are EMSs, you see which ones are growing, you see which ones are doing well. What do you think the key elements of the successful EMS company in Europe is?
High skilled labors, high flexibility, and willing to adapt on new circumstances very fast. Okay, so it's adaptability not just of the line, but of the whole organisation, I guess.
Totally agree.
Yeah, is that something you see, Chris?
Certainly, ironically, we are C-Place based anyway, but we spin our lines up to 15 times a day if we need to. We have all the tools from these guys to let us do that. We do offline loading, we make the asset work for itself, we have highly skilled people, we buy state-of-the-art kit, so we build efficiently and quickly, and that's the only way we're going to compete with China.
You have to be lean and efficient.
I think you probably agree, Ralph, whether your machines in Europe or in China, if you've only got 2 operators to run a high-speed line, placement cost is the same the world over.
So you've got to...
And we make sure that we're competitive in that market by using the right equipment and using it efficiently.
And in terms of winning business that you can be successful in, that's profitable for you, do you have to be perhaps more selective than perhaps our Asian friends in terms of the vertical markets you play in? So the customers that you operate with, are they in different markets? They're obviously not in the consumer market.
We're not all things to all men.
No.
I think it's critical in Europe that you must understand what you're good at. We make highly complex, technically challenging products. That's what floats our boat, really. That's what we can do. That's where our expertise, as Ralph says, that's where the skill set in Europe comes in. We don't compete in $5 boards. That's not our marketplace. There are plenty of people that can do that. So we tend to build challenging products where we can offer a full range of services, where we can get involved in design for manufacture, design for test, and push the boundaries of the product. If we buy a new line that's fully capable, we want to use that capability. We do a lot of work to make sure that we use the lines to their fullest extent. Totally hands-off production, all machine mounted, high-speed test, right through to the end
Yeah,
product.
yeah, that's certainly something we were talking about yesterday. We had a roundtable on the topic of the kind of build-to-order optimizing assets model, and that's something that's very important. But as you say, it's this whole connectivity through the supply chain that's important. As we see C-Place and people like that get more involved in the software and what's going on around your machine, it becomes more important for you to get involved and understand the design process and the test process, what happens before and after pick and place, I guess.
Definitely, we have to understand the entire process of our customer. It's not only the placement. Yes, we can do 100,000 placements per hour or more. Our competitor can do as well. This is not the key issue. The key issue is really that we understand the processes.
Yeah.
And here, if you know about our topic for Productronica this year, it's NPI, new product introduction, it's changeover, and it's production run. And only if you have the right software solutions, the right software supplies for these three key elements of the production process, then you are able to provide benefits to the customer.
Yeah, and you've actually put your own production line in the Munich facility, so you have your own SMT line now, so you're actually really walking that talk in terms of...
This is exactly the reason why we put this production line in our manufacturing center here in Munich, because we would like to understand more the challenges about our customers.
Yeah, yeah, and not just the feedback you get. And lastly, from you, Chris, it's great to hear a good story about a European EMS. Even better on a personal basis that it's in the UK, so we're delighted about that. How do you see it go? I mean, the market's quite nervous at the moment. How do you see it going forward? And do you see SMS continuing to grow as you move on?
Yes, we do. We've grown 100% over the last 2 years.
Wow.
We became the fastest growing export privately held company in the UK last year.
Really?
So we've gone from a UK-based customer base to having 80% of our product offshore.
Wow.
For offshore customers, and that's growing.
Yeah.
And I think if we all understand what we can do and what our skill set is, and we can continue to give our customers the full range of value-added services. We're not here buying production equipment this time. We bought that last year, the last line, but we're now enhancing our test capabilities.
Yeah.
We're trying to verify our customers' designs. We're investing in X-ray, in Down Pry, in lab services, so we can verify that design. That's got a value for our customers. We want it right first time. When we get that fast MPI, we want to do it once.
Yeah, and to do that, you need to buy the right equipment, and you need to buy it.
Time to market is critical in any market.
Absolutely.
Very critical in the UK market. We've got some great designers in the UK, and the danger is if we don't support that area, we're exporting jobs as well.
Yeah,
so,
and we don't want to do that. Absolutely.
So yeah, we've seen a good upturn, and we've never given in the UK. We always knew that the work was there if you adapt your production line to do so.
Absolutely, and I think we see a very, and I'm sure you'll agree, Ralph, we see a really strong contract manufacturing basis here in Germany as well. The likes of Zollner, BHK, A&B, those kind of people doing a really good job, lean manufacturing, serving their market well, and using the equipment that's provided cleverly.
Yes, grown up very fast over the last couple of years, and yes, they definitely had also a change in the production process, and they look for suppliers to be able to support the processes. And EMS market here in Europe is definitely driven by all the other market segments, talking about automotive, talking about IT, or for example, also telecommunication, and you have to cover the entire market.
Yeah. Well, Ralph, Chris, thanks very much for coming in and chatting to me. Fascinating discussion, and I hope we can talk again soon. Enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
To get you here quickly, you should start from here and let us take care of everything in between. Flextronics SBS, innovative manufacturing services.